So welcome everyone, and today I'm really delighted to be interviewing the wonderful Elif Tebasi. She is going to share with us all about her business and what she does and her journey working with Esther and the Brave Love Success Club. So welcome, Elif. It's really lovely to have you joining us. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us a little bit about you and your work. So tell me, what is it that you do?
First of all, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be invited in these talks. I love this community, so it's always a pleasure. So my name is Elif Tebasi. I'm an energy healer and zone of genius coach, and I work with women entrepreneurs and business professionals to find their zone of genius and to regain their core confidence. And I help them release all the energetic blocks, invisible blocks, which are inhibiting them to shine. That's basically what I do. And I love my business because it's my passion business.
Amazing. So when did you first realize that you had this gift of working with energy and removing blocks?
Actually, since I was born, I had this gift. But then, of course, I mean, during my upbringing, I was born in a very left-brained family where success is very much in the masculine. It was sort of a taboo, actually, not to, for me, speak about the energies, because I always sensed things. I was reading the energies of people, I was detecting lies, and I was being shushed by my parents. So I forgot all of those, and I had a totally irrelevant training, education. I have a maths computer science degree. I worked in global multinational big companies where I drained all of my energy because it was my education was my skill set, but it wasn't my zone of genius. And I think I had a hidden burnout where I was like, okay, I stopped all of this. And during that time, I was always shining in my corporate job. I was shining in the projects where it was always global communities bringing people together. I was always the bridge. So those were very natural to me. But I didn't know how I did it. People were asking me, and they were always assigning me to projects where people hated, different cultures. So I was the bridge. And I became a company coach afterwards. My company sent me to a coaching program. But then it's after some, time, I decided to quit. I loved coaching. And then I decided to coach myself, heal myself. And then all of a sudden, when you make a decision about taking a new path, teachers show up, different trainings come up. I found kinesiology. I found the teacher who taught me kinesiology. And then I today understand that all those steps were just remembrance. I didn't learn anything, actually. I just unlearned who I was. And that's what I love, passing this as a message to people.
So how did you first come to learn about Esther?
So it's a very interesting story. It was in 2016. We were in the same business network with Esther. So I met her in an online business networking event. And I was very doubtful about, being there. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Who am I to be like a global brand? So I had this passion of having a personal brand, but I was still carrying those demons from my business, the way how the business was in my experience. And I remember a woman, she came to me and she said, I am sure, you are holding such a powerful gift inside of you. And she asked me if I'm aware of this. So this was an encounter where I felt like somebody is really seeing me and hearing me from a very compassionate place. And then I was doing coffee talks. I interviewed Esther, and she talked about self-love and business. It was very interesting. That time, I didn't know the link. I didn't really understand the link of self-love and business. So it was quite inspiring for me. And you know, Esther, she's always very loving and she never pushes you. But then she told me a couple of things and they inspired me. I'm like, she was an assurance for me actually to, how can I say, to just own myself and be present with my whole being in the business. So she was modeling that to me and it was very inspiring. And then I just decided to jump to her mastermind 2 years ago. So this was a journey. I met her 2016. I did the interview, but then we were again in the same business network. And then I saw her mastermind 2 years ago. And since then, I'm with Brave.
Amazing. So what have you learned in your time in Brave? What have you gained? Oh, I think we just froze. I'll ask you that. Something happened on the internet. What have you learned in the time that you've been with Brave?
To love myself. It's a journey. I mean, it sounds very simple. Everybody talks about it. We see all the brands, self-love. It's very popular right now. But I think loving yourself is the biggest revolution one can have. It's not a you know, flowers and flower power sort of journey. It's quite a shaky road because it's all about embracing who you are, embracing everything. And I learned that with Esther and being proud about it.
So what is learning that? What does that enable you to do and be more of in your business?
I don't think 100 times before I say a word. I just speak right now. So it gave me the freedom of speech because I think freedom of speech is not given by constitution. It is given from ourselves to us. I didn't have that freedom before. I still have a path to go. This is a journey. My next step is really being visible in my marketing, but I'm really speaking from my heart now. And I think this is a very big revolution for me.
Amazing. So what would you say to anyone who is thinking about joining the Brave Love Success Club?
I would, if they really want to live their life from freedom, from who they are, without pressure, just from liberation, just jump on it. Seriously. It's a totally paradigm shift, which is starting inside out. And I think Esther, the team, you, everybody is a showcase to that. People are not only lip servicing self-love. Everybody is out there with who they are, and it gives you also the permission to make mistakes, to accept yourself with all your flaws. So I just would tell people, just jump on it. If you want to feel love, if you want to really feel connection, the people in the group are very heart-centered, very supportive. So I think it's also in the leadership of Esther, there is also a guarantee of vulnerability, because if anyone judges somebody else's vulnerability, there is always an action taken. So it makes you feel safe. It's a very safe environment.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Elif. And so before we hop off, can you tell us how people can find you? Where can they find you? How can they work?
Sure. I will be running a 3-day video series. It will be live from Bracknell Forest, actually, about finding your zone of genius. I have my link. We can share it. It's bit.ly/zone of genius. So I would invite the viewers to join me if they would like to find their zone of genius and live life from that confident place. That would be the place to find me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elif, for talking to us today and giving us an insight onto the amazing, work you do in shifting people and their limiting beliefs, and also your experience of working with Esther and your journey in Brave. It's been really inspirational. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay.